Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AMIRUL FAHMI bin MAHYUDDin and the student ID is 2020884194.
My name is AHMAD ZIKRI HAZIM bin Muhammad PUZI. My ID number is 2020472202.
My name is DANIAL bin ROFAI'AI. My ID number is 2020696904.
My name is Muhammad SABRIN AZHARI. My notice number is 2020840964.
My name is AKIF ANUAR and my student ID number is 2020881206.
And today my team and I were going to present about some article summaries in the subject of IMD 121 Communication for Information Professional. So don't waste any time, let's go to the first part of the video. So firstly, we're going to take a look on the objective of communication process. First, we got to be understood. Using communication, other people will find about ourselves. For example, our advantage and disadvantage. Next, to understand others. By communicate with others, we can know about their feelings or any problem faced by them. Thirdly, to gain acceptance for ourselves and our ideas. By communication, we can express our ideas in any discussion and that will boost our confidence levels. Third, to produce action. For example, a manager can use an effective communication to ask his or her employee to submit the task before the deadline without any problem. As you can see right now, this is the four contents of the articles that will be presented by us throughout the video. First, we got introduction, second, objectives, third, discussion, and fourth, conclusion. Article Summary 1, Revisiting the Supply Chain, a Communication Perspective. The introduction of this article is to bring out about wide view of communication of the supply chain in the company by providing a set of guides of communication rules, form, and tools in order to support the SC process. Second is to make sure that everybody that work with SC are in good relationship and also underscoring how connection and cycle are encouraged by using communication. Third is start with a focused review of the literature on SC-based relationship, best process, and corporate communication in business relationship. So we're gonna take a look on the objective of the first articles. So the first objective is to explore how SC relationship-based processes are shaped by communication flows. Second, to highlight by the roles communication concretely playing along SC strategic and operational phases. Third, to point at building preparatory mapping of communication points, channel, and apparatus supporting the SC vital and operational processes. Fourth, to laying out the potential joints existing among SC processes, communication stream, and SC education dimensions. So these are the research questions of the first article. First, we have how does communication support SC processes? Second, how can communication contribute to SC performance? Third, what are the roles communication play along the SC phases? To answer this question, my friend AHMAD ZIKRI HAZIM will continue the presentation with his point discussion of the first article.
Next, we move to the discussion of the article. The author has listed several propositions about supply chain in the discussion part. The first is communication helps SC executive build, foster, and spread a SC culture inside the firm at both an intra and across functional level. Author analyzed that communication seems critical in strengthening SC identity, hence personal competence and skills could be improved by enhancing its service quality and customer orientation. The second is communication build SC visibility by sharing IC identity values and performance with key stakeholders. Communication is useful in initiating the thoughtful discourse with internal and external SC stakeholders. And then by strategically listening and reflecting their expectation, it could improve the SC market responsiveness. The third is communication activates key SC stakeholder by engaging them in an ongoing, bidirectional and interactive dialogue. In this regard, communication seems to accomplish 5 basic functions, which the first is an organizational glue. It's functioning between internal units and plants located at different countries and external business partners in order to harmonize cultural values in creating synergies with partners. The fourth is communication act as an organizational glue inside and outside the firm by homogenizing existing SC cultural values. The second function is known as trade-off and compensation. It is the function of sensitivities, priorities, and goals among the many business units which are frequently led by distinct. The fifth is communication supports negotiation and adaptation dynamics among the heterogeneous expectation and goals coexisting inside a firm's SC. The third function is knowledge creation and dissemination inside the company and with external SC partners. Here, communication flows are responsible for generating and distributing SC management best practice such as effective SC design technique. The sixth is communications facilitates knowledge creation and transfer inside and outside firm boundaries. The fourth function is relationship development and maintenance with business partners is in order to support trust-based long-term exchange with business, social and information nature. The seventh is communication supports the building, maintaining and fostering of trust-based collaborative relationships with SC partners. Here the fifth function is alignment and integration of information and physical flows, which aims to coordinate and streamline all the operational activities in order to save costs and capitalize on synergies. The last but not least is communication helps aligning and integrating information and physical flows, encouraging SC agility, flexibility, and market responsiveness. Authors said that communication is typically face-to-face, normally based on interpersonal meeting, when it has to support strategic phases of SC management. Now, let's talk about the conclusion. The first is the study points out different types of communication flows may enhance 4 basic dimensions of SC performance. In particular, value-based and educational communication flows promote SC knowledge performance dimension, while SC managerial performance dimension, such as strategic vision and long-term orientation, are boosted by strategic reflective, value-based and educational communication flows. The study emphasized that communication plays its specific roles along the SC. There are 3 roles illustrate the importance of communication flows in supporting the overarching of SC strategic phases of identity management and image building. The other 5 roles underline the support communication flows offer to the other typical strategic and operational phases of the SC. The third is raises some significant managerial implications related to the importance of managing SC processes that taking advantage of communication assets. This underlines a partially inadequate use of communication by SC managers that apparently prevents enhancing the role and consideration given to the SC in the firm. Last but not least is SC management should employ formal communication processes and tools. These may include written and spoken face-to-face tools such as an official SC purpose and vision statement, an explicit SC value declaration and code of conduct, and also a critical performance report.
I will explain my article titled What Should You Be Talking About? The Communication Pathway to Sustainable Supply Chain. Introduction. Communication is not the only way for humans to exchange information. It also a powerful tool for changing behavior by concentrating on a key issue. The focal point is to know how the organizational communication network and communication that come up from it affect supply chain management (SCM) professionals' affection for sustainability program. Sustainability conversation as talk between two professionals concerning the sustainable activities, absorption or adoption within the supply chain. The important organization is the organization best suited to implementing the sustainability plan, and the main actor is the professional to whom the initiative were delivered. Sustainable supply chain management (SSCM) entails achieving social and environmental goals while maintaining the organization's long-term viability. Sustainability supply chain contagion (SSCC) as the spread of SSCM practices from the communicating organization to the focal organization by persuading the local firm's expert. Objective: the data reveals that upstream members' acceptance of SSCM is conditional on the initiative business justification. The major deciding factor, according to the participant 8, when a downstream supply chain partner informs you of an initiative, is the value proposition.
In this article, the author want to discuss about present a multi-level model that shows the importance of the SCM system management professional as an agent of change. It supports the notion that the endorsement of a professional is fundamental to the change process. The effects of medication innovation on a social context are explored in this study. Using the SSCC model, we extend the concept of contagion to include a multi-level communication network. This study showed that the involvement of the SCM professionals in the organization systemic change processes is a multi-level model. It supports the notion that the endorsement of the professional is fundamental to the success of the change process. This study explored the various factors that influence a company network communication strategy when it comes to sustainable business practice. It shows that despite the complexity of the topic, various upstream organizations can still collaborate to promote social and environmental sustainability. The inclusion of external and internal sustainability teams has been found to greatly influence the communications network of a company. This approach enables top management and SCM team to discuss sustainability issues without focusing on operational issues. The study calls for the recognition of internal sustainability team as part of this SCM teams. This step can be taken to create a more effective communication network among the various management teams. The communication factors identified are related to the content of the communication. This factor suggests that sustainability discussions should be customized to highlight the department's benefits and not to organization. The second communication factors that the model identifies is a well-defined plan for implementing an initiative. This factor can influence the organization SCC by helping it move towards an implementation phase. Establishing a consistent message and a compelling business case are two key factors that can help improve the change of successful SSCC. Establishing a clear and consistent message help minimize the change of mixed signal which can affect the project momentum. For the conclusion in this article, the author want to conclude the importance of communicating complex issues and economic implication to enhance the interfirm sustainability adoption process. This approach can help avoid the detrimental effects of SSCC. They are also focused on the various factors that influence the success of a sustainable business case and how they can be used to improve the case effectiveness. The model focus on the various factors that influence the success of a sustainable business case and how they can be used to improve the case effectiveness.
Okay, now we'll move to article summary number 3. The title of the article summary is The Role of Communication Medium in Increasing E-Waste Recycling Awareness Among Higher Educational Institutions. Okay, introduction of the article summary is several higher educational institutions have been expanding their sustainable activity and looking for the best way to effectively communicate the importance of environment issue. So the institutions are perceived as instruments in shaping student environmental awareness to change the future generation. This research is lined for the assume that increased knowledge through the improve of awareness regarding mental issue leads to behavioral change. So, how to wait where must to proper integration of communication as a medium to spread awareness could be an important for educational institution. So right now, with a system of university is usually developed through a mutual communication process and institutional defined. So the communication also play as essential roles in ensuring that suitable measures reach the relevant stakeholder of university. Therefore, is for communication strategy in communicating environmental messages could shape stakeholder behavior in higher education institution. One of critical issue among young adults or students related to sustainability is their awareness and handling of e-waste. This refers to the end of life electronic discarded by users who no longer have any intention of using them. In increased times, the electronic and electrical devices as subsequent lead to higher volume of e-waste. Okay, well, we given to the e-waste. E-waste management also is considered as integral part of green information technology. Because of what? Because green IT is to the effective and efficient management of electronic devices with zero or the most minimal environmental impact by studying and implementing the best practice. So the study have intent to understand pupil attitudes and behavior toward green computing, particularly among higher educational students. It also has been awareness of university teaching. One of the main hurdles is creating environment sound e-waste management is to consume relocation to participate in the recycling process. So it could be attributed to general lack of awareness of environment protection. The combination also mode for understanding human behavior and raising awareness regarding e-waste could be through published article or video that impedes and show the damage it causes the environment of society. So the wide of events and conference for school and university promotion in different study center and shopping store through the pamphlets is about increasing awareness using more visual aids in communication. Also might enable end user to see the unseen and affect their attitude towards e-waste. So on the other hand, expressing writing communication could leave a long-lasting effect on readers, constantly influencing management attitude toward e-waste. So next we move to objective of the article. First, the objective is to impact of a public awareness campaign on e-waste perception and behavior. And number 2 is impact of two communication formats on e-waste attitude and behavior. For the research question is there a noticeable difference in student behavior and action when they are exposed to effective e-waste orientations? And number 2 is there a difference in behavior and calls to action when e-waste awareness messages are exchanged in the text and video format? So there are objectives of the article. So right now we move to discussions for the article.
Next, we move to the discussion of the article. First, the results clearly indicated the intervention through e-waste recycling article effectively changed student behaviors compared to video intervention. The study shows although two groups of students had the same level of awareness, but behavioral changes from the intervention message were evident. The analysis of between group difference revealed that behavioral changes were not same as text and video intervention. Second, results could be explored from the perspective of the media richness theory. This theory posed is that richer media distinguish from linear media based on 4 factors: the feedback in the form of two-way communication, the ability to convey nonverbal and verbal cues, the ability to convey a personal focus, and the use of natural language. Based on this factor, people would assume that video format will be more effective than text intervention, but it is wrong because the author used Shepard's argument about ambiguity to discuss this finding. His argument shows that communication is most effective when the level of ambiguity is high, but since the message communicated was related to e-waste recycling and the experiment was conducted in university, hence it could be less ambiguous. The third is media richness theory by stating that a medium's richness is influenced by its immediacy and language variety. Immediacy refers to the ability to facilitate time communication, while language variety refers to succinctly organizing information to enhance the comprehension. In this case, timely communication could be applied to both video and text format. Thus, an article provide an organized layout rather than format of video. There are several elements in conveying the message, which is facts, historical data, statistic, carbon emission level, and future projections. All these elements surely difficult to put in video format. Therefore, article is the most effective in communicating the message and creating bigger impact. And last but not least, the study discovered that only a combination of recycling bins and posters resulted in significant changes in attitudes regarding plastic recycling. Bins could have greater visual impact as they could literally witness the recycling process, while the poster formats provides detail and text for encouraging environmental behavior among students. This study contributes to the literature on how intervention shape an individual's recycling attitude by extending intervention to the communication medium.
the conclusion in this article, the article called serve as a unique case study that explore the ambiguous nature of sustainability message. This could also help researchers formulate a media richness theory based on the message conveyed. They also focus on the topic of communicating sustainability message to employees. It could help a senior manager to formulate effective strategies for communicating this message to their employees. This study also addresses the various issues that arise when the communicating sustainability message to employees. It could help organizations to improve their attitudes towards sustainability and green computing. Moreover, it could also influence their culture by influencing employees' attitudes and increasing their knowledge about these subjects. Therefore, the generalizability of the study result could be maintained only if they reveal a phenomenon that individuals are less knowledgeable about the sustainability. The phenomenon could also affect their responses to various questions about sustainability.
So I guess that's all from us. We would like to thank to those who watch and listen until the end of this video. I hope that you guys will find and gain new information and knowledge. Please subscribe to this channel so that the creator can make even more useful content in the future. Thank you again. See you next time.